Okay, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
I have David Lee Buse on the phone with me. He is Private Attorney General out of Ohio,
Uh-huh.
and we have been viewing these videos to do with the court. And we also are viewing the information that I had asked you earlier this morning. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
And Dave and I are going to talk to you real quick, and I'm going to let Dave explain to you a little bit what's going on. Dave, this is Mike Schaefer?
Mike, it's nice to meet you. Listen, real quick, because I don't want to hold you up. Are you busy right now?
No. I have nothing going on right now.
Okay. Joanne has just more or less informed me as to what's happening there. I've asked her to go in and check the docket for the court to see if they posted anything on the docket itself relating to the case. Now, we're going to do that, but Joanne has to leave for a while. And if you get anything from the court that she's not aware of, go ahead and give her a call and leave her a message, and when she gets back, she'll contact you.
Yes, and email it to me because Dave has been working with me for a few years on Pine Ridge on the embezzlement and the corruption within Pine Ridge. So we want any and all information, and everything is being recorded because biologically that is my brother.
Yeah, on Pine Ridge, the embezzlement's huge.
Oh, yeah. Now, with what is getting sent to me today, now, if they have a court order giving Delma or whoever they issued this letter of administration for funeral arrangements, I do have to follow that.
Yeah, I understand that. But
yep. Now, and like I told Joanne, I said she was telling me that she can appeal the hearing on Monday. Now, the final disposition of Andy's remains is not going to be done until Tuesday.
Right, that's what I understand. Here's what I told her to do also. Go in and try to find a paper that this judge is referring to that she needs to fill out, and get that done, and then fax it to the court over the weekend.
Yep.
So it's there for.
Yep.
Is that something?
Yeah, and I don't know what form she has to get.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, because I have never filled out a form. There's a motion. I've heard of motions. You make a motion to the court to dismiss the case.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never known of a form to exist to where you actually fill out a form to move a case or to dismiss a case.
Yep, and that's what I asked Joanne.
I don't know if this is the court trying to pull a fast one on her to see what she knows or don't know. But when she called me about it, I said, I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I asked her. I said, if they postpone, the hearing until a later date, until next week Monday.
Right. I think if we can't find that paper, we're going to put a motion into the court and fax it to them that they dismiss this case.
Well, it was already asked to be dismissed. I can play the video right now so all of you can hear.
Joanne, you've already done that. So, we don't need to get into that. You need to do the other stuff that you need to get done here. And we don't need to take this gentleman's time up.
Okay.
So,
but like I said, and the court had the dates wrong in there because they said the final disposition, wasn't going to be until, I can't remember what they said, but I do know that they wanted to keep Andy down at the hall for, his body there for a meal, and the crematory won't cremate at night because they're within the city limits of there, and they're in a residential area.
Okay.
So they only do it during the day, and I said, well, we would get up there way too late Monday for anything to be done. So I said the final disposition would actually take place Tuesday.
Okay. Right.
Unless something else is brought to to me to stop.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I told Joanne we don't want to upset people. That's not what this is about, because this is more about family and the remains. And so I personally hate getting into this stuff because it upsets everybody. And but the family should come first above anybody. And like Joanne told me, this person who's trying to muzzle her way into this thing is not even family.
Yeah.
So,
She doesn't even have a.
One thing that I did not tell you, Joanne, is that I did talk to Andrew last night when he got off work. He got off work at 10 o'clock Central Time, which was 9 our time. And when I visited with him, he told me on the phone that he wanted his father's ashes, that he was going to keep them.
The court, Iris told the court that Andrew didn't want nothing to do with the court. Matter of fact, if you want to listen to the whole entire court session, it is on Facebook. There's 5 episodes, including the 2 episodes where I called you, and then you called me back, and then there's a couple more episodes where I talked to Gary Roos and Irv Provost, and I have another episode on there where I talked to Dan Rodriguez. And so there's quite a few episodes on the Facebook that I want the world to know, because that is my brother, and that's not just it, but you know that in Pine Ridge there's a lot of tradition, okay? And I am a descendant of the Little Bighorn and Wounded Knee Massacre. Matter of fact, I was a law advocate in Pine Ridge for 2 years, and here in Reno, an assistant judge and a Teton Treaty member. And treaties are supreme law of the land according to the United States Constitution, Article 6, Clause 2. And treaties are known worldwide. Am I correct, Dave?
You're absolutely right on that, but what the funeral director just tried to explain to you was that the son has now had a change of heart.
Yes, but because he wasn't in court yesterday, everything has stopped. That's where it's sitting right now. As a matter of fact, Andrew did get a hold of me, and those were some of the things I sent you, Dave. So if Andrew's trying to change right now, say, oh, I want all the ashes, and whereas yesterday during court, it was Andrew wasn't even in court, and it was the youngest 3 children. Huh?
Was he summoned to court?
He wasn't even in court, period, at all. The son wasn't there, no.
If he was not summoned to court, he had no responsibility to be there.
Okay, but according to the beginning of this, the beginning...
The only time there could have been the first time he heard about it. I don't know.
No. Matter of fact, this funeral director right here, Mike, called Andrew. And Mike, I don't even know how you got Andrew's phone number, because I don't have Andrew's phone number. It was at the hospital.
I know who Andrew is. Andrew's from Mobridge, and that's where I'm originally from. And I know he works out at Elko, and that's how I got a hold of him.
Okay, but through who?
Notified him. Did he have any interest in his father's remains?
When I talked to him yesterday, he told me that he was okay with the funeral plans that were being planned right now, and he said that the cremation is fine. He said that was his dad's wish to be cremated.
Okay.
And he told me that he wanted his dad's ashes after the cremation was done. Now, no one from Thelma's side has expressed that to. I am waiting for them to get here so I can tell them this.
Okay.
Now, and this is something, because I did listen to some of the videos on there, mainly the end, because that was where, the judge did her ruling.
Right.
And there, there was some information, that I don't think Thelma's family knew, nor anybody that was down there knew.
Okay.
That Andrew, said he wanted to keep his dad's ashes.
Okay.
And to be honest, what I think, right now, Andrew's kind of he's the one that should be making all the decisions.
Right.
Okay, but as of I'm gonna give you an exact date right here on December. Let's see, December. Let me find it to be exactly. I'm gonna tell you, as of December. December. December 29th. December 29th, 2013, Andrew said he didn't want to be with his dad. All of December, he wasn't at his dad's side in the hospital. And when I talked to you, and Mike, you give me some advice to take it to court, so I did take it to court. And so yesterday and last night, as of 6:30 last night, all those 4 hours we were arguing back and forth in court, Andrew was not in court, period. That shows clearly that Andrew does not want nothing to do with his dad. And now that it's today, he's telling you that he wants something to do, but because we're locked in court, whereas if the judge gives you a any kind of authority, just put it that way, any kind of authority to move Andy's body, I can come back and sue you. And I can tell the court, I can prove, well, you are the court or anybody else who gets in my way. That's my brother. That's just it. Period. There's no questions. Andrew don't want his dad's body. That boy was sodomized by Thelma's son. And I have evidence through Shelby. I've kept all these records, and none of you guys are listening. I don't know what's gonna take. Maybe I need to post all of Shelby and Andrew's information on Facebook so the world could look at those kids, how they were sodomized, and how Andrew has 50 scars on his arms where he tried to kill himself.
Have you talked to his son one-on-one?
Who are you speaking to? Oh.
Joanne?
Say that again?
Said, have you talked to his son one-on-one?
I did. And Andrew told me he didn't want nothing to do with his dad. And I told Andrew that family comes first, that I was sorry that I wasn't there, and that I did ask Andy to adopt the children. And Andy would not tell me where his children was. That they all he told me was they were in Nebraska, inside of a foster home. He didn't tell me why they were there. The only thing he said was they were lying, and so he put them there. And that they will stay there until they reach the age of 18. And so when I ran back into Shelby and I finally saw her, she told me herself that her dad molested her, and that one of Thelma's sons had sodomized either Andrew or Matthew. Well, I got a call yesterday from Joe Mestis. Joe told me himself that he never touched any of Andy's kids. So I recorded those conversations, everything. Like I said, I am recording everything. I am documenting everything because Andy is my brother, whether or not he's a child molester. He's still my biological brother. I am not trying to cover up for Joe or James or Thelma or nobody. As a matter of fact, Thelma does not have a legal guardianship over Andy. She does not. She is not his biological mother. In the court, I told him to throw out the whole entire case because there's favoritism within the court system. And because it is a weekend, and if they did give the mortuary man permission, they would be overthrowing me and not giving me a chance to catch up to the court Monday morning at 8 o'clock, which is still a day and a half away, almost 2 days still.
Right. I understand all that.
So what's the problem here?
Well, I know a person has the right to change their mind when it comes to being a blood relative, and that in most families, the wife and the children.
He's not married. He's not married right now. My brother is not married. His wife left him for another man.
I'm speaking. I am tired of this. What I'm trying to tell you, that in a normal family situation, that the chain of command, so to speak, is that the husband, wife, and family members come first. Then the brothers, the sisters, whatever. Okay? And I'm not trying to pull favors here or anything else. I'm just telling you what a normal family relationship is about. And I think the funeral director would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, if no matter what the past history is and what the alternative motive is for his son to request the ashes, as far as I know, he's mad that his daddy could piss on him every day. He wants the ashes so he can do that. You know? From what you're telling me, that could very well be his alternative motive of wanting his father's ashes. But anyway, disregarding that, I'll pretend I didn't even say it.
Too late. It's being recorded.
No. I don't know what the guy's thinking is. I'm not going to second guess it. But he does have the right to ask for the remains. So you need to do a one-on-one specifically with him to make sure the body is taken care of properly and the funeral service is done properly. And does the man even have a will and testament?
They say he did, but according to Paulette, Paulette wrote out the will, not Andy. And that's what the judge abided by. Another one was the will.
Oh,
I have not seen any.
I haven't seen the will. You haven't either?
No, nothing has been brought to me in regards to any of that.
No.
So like I said, I've mainly just been talking through his son.
Okay.
And even if Andrew did, okay, let's say for instance Andrew changed his mind, and he said, okay, I changed my mind. I want my dad's ashes, and you send him the ashes, and he says, I want Thelma to be in control. Thelma and I are still in court. I had the court case yesterday thrown out, and I am going to file for a new court case. So there's still a deadlock.
You still do that?
Yes, and I am.
Okay.
So there is still a deadlock on Andrew's. Huh?
You file that new court case.
I will. I'll have it there by Monday morning.
Subpoena in there for all the family members. Okay?
Okay, every one of them.
Every one of them. And then you get this whole thing aired out in court, period, and then it's settled once and for all. That's a simple way to do it. You agree with that?
I agree with that. You agree with that, mortuary man?
Yes, if that's the route that needs to be taken to get this finalized, absolutely.
Okay, then that's going to take a while for them to get all the subpoenas in there. So Andy's body is going to sit there a little bit longer than planned. That's a guarantee.
Well, you have Monday, and if it takes another day, you throw him on ice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, there is the morgue here, that we can use. Yep. That's at the hospital.
He's going to get cremated. So here's what I suggest you do. Number one, you go ahead with the paperwork. Number two, you have the funeral service.
Nope, they're not going to have a funeral service because this is not finished in court yet.
Excuse me, Joanne, there's a certain time, the period, like the mortuary man said, that the body starts to decay. You cannot leave him in a casket without it being chilled down. So he's going to have to go to the morgue. But you can do the service
without the body.
What's the body?
No, I'm requesting that Thelma does not have nothing to do with Andy whatsoever at all through the court. I do not want her to be around my brother at all, period. That's the whole thing, because those children were molested.
Joanne, he's at the funeral home, right? The funeral's going to be at the funeral home, right?
No, there's no plan for a funeral, period.
They're planning it at the hall here in town.
Oh, that I was not aware of.
And that's why the court thing is in court.
Why can't they move it to the funeral home?
The funeral home here is not large enough to have a service here. Okay. And they want to have an all-night wake.
Oh, boy. You may have to put him on ice. Now.
So.
To preserve him.
Yeah. The only thing, like I said, depending on what paperwork I get today.
Right.
That I haven't seen any of it yet. I called the court yesterday. We called them like three or four times to have them. I told them that I needed it in order to do anything.
Yeah, you do.
And I petitioned to throw the whole entire court case out till I got a new judge, a new court's date or something. So that's what I'm working on right now. That's the whole thing about everything we're talking about right now.
Yeah, they may have to have a funeral service without the body, and let them have their wake. Bring them all into court, and then you guys can decide what to do with the body.
That's what I'm saying right there. That's it.
Yeah. And I personally don't have a problem with that. It's. I don't know what the funeral director wants to do. If he don't have a court order, I guess he could abide by that.
And he ain't going to have one because I asked for a new court date, and I can't do nothing till Monday.
Well, the new court date hasn't been set up yet because, it did, court didn't adjourn until last night, from my understanding, at around 6:30, you said?
Yes, and it is Saturday, and tomorrow is Sunday, so I can't do nothing till Monday, no matter what.
A court order, that was dated from yesterday, and I don't have any other paperwork saying that it's not, that there's a new court hearing established, and that is, null and void, that court order. I still have to go by that.
That's the reason why you need to get that motion into the court, get it made today, and fax it in there, and give the director a copy of this motion for new court. Okay? Get that done today. And then if he does get a court order, he'll also know he has another motion to dismiss this case and move it to a new court. So that way he's covered, you're covered, and the court can't say that they weren't notified.
Okay, I will get that done today. So by I'm gonna say 5 o'clock my time here in Reno, I will have a paper fax to you, Mike. That'll be 6 o'clock your time. That gives me all day to work on a paper and get my information together, please.
Well, here,
because it is Saturday.
Another snag is that if they bring this into me, I can guarantee you they're going to tell me they want to start as soon as I get that paperwork.
Okay, well, I'll get it started right now, too, and I'll get it faxed to you today. I will get it faxed to you as soon as possible this morning.
Okay.
It shouldn't take that long to write a motion to dismiss the case and move forward to another court. But you're going to have to get that court case written.
Okay, I'm going to have to get that court case number 2. So definitely I'm going to do that right now.
The cover page written for the motion to dismiss and new court that and get it filed into court so Monday morning they'll have it. Boom. The new court case and everything. You understand? You know the paperwork that you have to set when you're setting a new court case. That's exactly what you have to do in this situation. And then you can give the motion to dismiss and a new copy of the new court case to the funeral director at the same time.
Yep, yeah, you'll have to give me the paperwork to dismiss the court order that they're supposedly bringing into me.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that right now.
Okay, so you understand you have two things to do, right?
File a motion to dismiss and give it to the mortuary man so that he can know that the paperwork to bring it in is dismissed.
And then you have to file for the new court case.
And then file for the new court case. Yes. Okay. Dave, I will be writing these letters and sending them to you. As soon as I get your, you take a look at the document and let me know it's okay, it's good to go. Then I will definitely go and fax that off this morning.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And then, Joanne, I'm going to give you a different number to call.
Okay.
Have you call the funeral home. This is my cell phone, and I will be having to go over towards Manderson today, and my phone doesn't work over there. So I'll give you the landline number where you'll be able to get a hold of somebody.
Okay.
Joanne, do you have his fax number?
No, I don't.
605.
Fax number or phone number?
This is the fax. I'll give you the fax first.
Okay, 605.
605-867-6254.
Okay, and the phone number?
605-867-5454.
Okay, I got it.
If you need something faxed, Joanne, you could run those faxes through me if you want. It's the same number, 419-694-1018.
Okay, wait. Give that to me. 419
694
694
1018.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. And that we could do that, Steve, wasn't it? We could do that too. I could fax to you. Joanne, just make sure you let me know what his fax number was, so that I can help you out on that if I need to. Just call me and say I'm sending you stuff. You need to print it out and fax it over to him.
Oh, okay, definitely.
That'll save you running around. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll get that done right now,
Okay.
and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, and we both know that these courts are illegal courts anyway. They're all pseudo-corporate courts. They only deal in contract disputes, and they're controlled by the Jesuits.
Last night, that judge, she didn't care who she was controlled by or under Constitution or treaty. All she was worried about was giving the body to Thelma, and that's what she did.
Yeah, but
That's why I asked for it to be thrown out.
System's made up now, and they're crooked as hell. So anyway, that in itself, they got a conflict of interest in everything they're doing. So the 1933 Bankruptcy Act took care of the courts in the United States. So I don't know if the funeral director knew all that history or not.
No, I did not.
Yeah, all these courts are pseudo-corporate courts. They're corporate. They're traded on Dun & Bradstreet for profit. And they're running on a 501c3 through the Pope and the Queen. So, yeah, I'd say they have a huge conflict of interest. All the judges are traded on Dun & Bradstreet too, which means they're profiteering from public office. So, if you want to talk to me about that, I'll be glad to fill you in on all those details.
Okay. Okay.
The number's different on my home phone. It's 419
Hold on 1 second, sir. Standing in the back room here, so hold on. Some family out in the other room, so.
Tell me when.
What's the number again? Good, I'm ready.
419-694-5796.
Okay.
Okay. And it's Dave Buess, B-U-E-S-S.
Okay.
Okay. Well, listen, you guys do what you need here so you can get at it.
All right. Thank you, and thank you, Mike and Dave, both.
You're welcome.
And we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Bye.